Victor,
Yes.
why are the Jets and Dolphins playing tonight?
I have no idea.
I know someone who does, I think.
Bring him on.
Let's welcome him back.
This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out.
He's back.
There he is. Oh, hold on. Door. I got the door. What? Oh, no, not you again. I found you. The international Irish Italiano supervillain, Espresso McCarthy. Get out of here, please.
Yeah.
Look, detective. This does not concern you.
Everything concerns me. Out. I'm sorry.
I'm going to drop in with a stone cold stunner one of these days. Good morning, Mr. McCarthy. How are you?
Oh, good morning. Why is my segment brought to you by cognac? Look, I'm Irish, all right? You don't have
First of all, it was cold.
You don't have to push the stereotype.
First of all,
I'm not drunk yet.
A key word, yet.
Exactly.
Considering tonight's Monday Night Football game, but we'll get to it in just a moment.
Right.
Why the cognac? Cole spoke it first. I decided to voice it, and then Cole videoized it.
I came up with the idea. Snowman voiced it, and then the evil genius created the monster that's now Steph Curry Cognac.
Our executive producer emeritus Cole Johnson came up with it. So
he's the real supervillain of this story,
not
me.
So here's
good to have you. Good to have you back, Mr. McCarthy. It's been a while. We've been trying to get this together, but Ryan's work schedule is out of this world. Y'all already know the schedule I keep.
Right.
But we're getting this in today and tonight. The Jets and Dolphins are featured on Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
What?
If you had the Jets and the Dolphins at 0-3 to going into this Monday Night Football game, you're probably justified.
Yeah.
You were so cautiously. The last 2 years we've talked Jets. You were cautiously optimistic, and then the floor was pulled out from under.
Right, the floor gave out.
Well, to be fair, last year I was straight up obnoxious about the Jets' chances. This year I've curved it extraordinarily just because of the new regime. There's still players from the Joe Douglas era that are still around.
No, you said it right the first time.
Michael Clemens talking to you, pal.
Yes.
There's just so many. I don't know. I don't know what to call this year. If it's an evaluation year, if it's a rebuild, a mini rebuild, a reset, a retool. I don't know what to call this year. A re-something, right? I just want to see this. It's a re-something. I just want to see this team have some fight. They had some fight last week against the Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they waited 3 quarters to actually get things. I mean, I'm sorry. The second and third quarter, they barely did dilly squat.
Right.
And then the fourth quarter, all of a sudden they turned it on. They had 2 touchdowns from Tyrod. I'm not calling him Tyrod Taylor. They had that blocked field goal by Will McDonald.
You and Joe Beningo actually say his name right.
I'm not saying Tyrod. I'm sorry. It sounds like Gerald.
But here's my thing. It seemed like this is like a bit of like a trial period or like a retool, because you had Justin Fields, who seemed to be getting into his own, particularly in that game in the game in week 1.
Yeah.
And then it's like then he gets hurt. Now you have Tyrod Taylor. It seems like they have it's like a test period. It's like,
he is playing on Monday night though. He is going to play on Monday night.
Fields has been cleared.
Fields has been cleared. He has passed concussion. He has passed concussion protocol. He got himself a pass, not a fail.
he got himself a pass, and he will play. Matter of fact, McCarthy, if I'm correct, he will start tonight.
He will start. Yes.
He will start.
Be in the starting lineup. Yep. And it gives the Jets chances. I think it gives their chances to win. It's more substantial with him in the lineup, I think.
I want to come to I want to come to McCarthy with a comment I heard from the one and only Mike Francesa.
Okay.
Who said about Aaron Glenn, quote, "I don't need you to get excited and run down the sidelines. You're not a player. You're a coach." And I want your, I don't know. Don't ask me why that's stuck with. Don't
was
ask
he falling asleep was he falling asleep when he said that comment?
No, sounds like he was wide awake when he made that comment. This is why I kept it. This is why I kept it, because I want our Jets insider, Ryan McCarthy, with his thoughts to that particular comment. Don't ask me why it stuck with me. Don't ask me why.
Can you say it one more? Can you say it one more? Can you say it one more time, please?
He said something to the tune of, "Aaron Glenn, I need you to be a head coach. You're not a player. If you were a player running down the sidelines, celebrating with your teammates, I'm paraphrasing, then that's fine. You're not a player. You are a coach. You need to get your team ready to play football." That's from Mike. That's a paraphrase from Mike Francesa, and I kept it with me, and I want your thoughts on it.
I want to see Mike Francesa run down a sideline.
Right.
I think everyone in New York would like to see that, just to shut him up.
I'm sorry, but isn't that what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to get hyped up for your team.
Here's my my thought. All right.
Mm-hmm.
During the Robert Saleh era,
I love that.
Jets fans and media alike were getting on him for showing
emotion,
next to no emotion.
No emotion, right.
No emotion. He was trying to be.
Wasn't showing the emotion like he was when he was the DC of the 49ers.
Like when he had a dentist, basically.
Yeah, trying to be level-headed, trying to make his players believe, okay, he's not showing any emotion. Let's just keep playing how we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Glenn shows one crack of emotion, just one, and they're all over him for doing his silly little dance on the sideline that he did when he was a player in New York.
In New York.
The same dance. Let him have his fun. Let him have his moment of, oh my God, we just took the lead. We just came all the way back and took the lead on this special play by Will McDonald, who's a special player.
Yes.
And let him have his moment of jubilation, knowing that, yes, there's a minute 49 left, and the Buccaneers are getting the ball back, and let's see what they do on defense. But let him have his moment. He almost got this close to getting that first win. Close.
Here's the thing that gets to me is that you would want that from your head coach. You don't want your head coach to standing there waiting for the bus to come in when you guys score a touchdown that gave you guys the lead off a block field goal.
These guys have
him to get ramped up. Yeah,
these guys have bought these men have bought into Aaron Glenn. They're bought in because he has been through the ringer. Hi, Dr. K. He has been through the ringer. He knows what it's like.
Rarity that she's working from home today, but I don't know who that is.
Yes, I like the fact that these players have bought it. Garrett Wilson staying for the long term. Sauce Gardner staying for the long term. Breece Hall, jury's still on him, but I think he's going to stay for the long term.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
These players know they want a coach that know what it's like to play in this market. Aaron Glenn knows very well between the years with Rich Kotite when he was first drafted by the Jets, and Pete Carroll, and Bill Parcells, who helped him up his game, not only on the field but off the field, encouraging him to go into scouting before he goes into coaching. They know what it's like being in that market. He knows what it's like being in that market. And they believe in him. They want to fight for him, and they did that last week. And I'm hoping and praying that they do it this week against Miami, Miami team that is dog water. Let's just call it what it is. It's dog water. And
we got a hint of that, and we got a strong hint of that, and I'm being extraordinarily nice in week 1 when the Dolphins
I was going that way.
Came to Indianapolis, and Daniel Jones carved him sliced him to pieces.
I mean, they got dog walked in week 1 against the Colts.
They sure did.
It looks like they didn't have any answers. I don't think they had many answers in week 2 either. So, I mean, I can see the Jets come away with actually a big win on tonight. I can see them.
I think so.
They need to get the run game going. Win. They need to duplicate on offense. They need to duplicate what they did in week 1 against Pittsburgh. That's what they need to do. On defense, they need to do things They need to do a lot of things different than what they've done the last couple, in the first 3 weeks of the season.
One of the first things that the Jets need to do, and I haven't seen this in 3 games with them, they got to get some pressure on the quarterback.
They need to dial up some blitzes. They need to get. I mean, Sauce Gardner and against Buffalo, Sauce Gardner got home on a corner blitz against Josh Allen. He just couldn't bring him down because Josh Allen is strong, is a big strong dude.
Look, Josh Allen is superhuman. Okay,
Sauce went for the shoulders, tried to tackle him by the shoulders. It's not how you tackle Josh Allen.
No,
you gotta go for his hips.
I mean, Josh. Well, look, first of all, it's Josh Allen.
Go for the waist.
Right? Even in a conversation McCarthy and I had offline, and we were talking about this very thing. First of all, Josh Allen is superhuman. Yeah. All right. Let's just big, strong country kid from Wyoming, and Sauce Gardner trying to bring him down. No, you don't tackle like that. The second thing they need to do, you
can't do shoelaces. You gotta grab him on the waist and pull him.
Yep. Correct. We're all football guys here, so we've seen, watched, been involved in, Victor and myself, with tackling drills. Drills. Yep. And the Jets on that last drive against Tampa Bay last weekend did not tackle at all.
19 missed tackles throughout the entire game.
Yes.
19.
I'm
sorry. This is a team that couldn't tackle last year, and it's still I happen to think it's just, I don't know if it's just because of mindset or just because of the players that they drafted and signed. There just seems to be no effort, and especially in the secondary, of lack of tackling. They're trying to just go for the big pop, go for the big hit, and not realizing, they're getting yards after we hit them. No, just wrap them up, tackle them, bring them down.
It's
one of the first times I had McCarthy on. In fact, I think it was either his first or second appearance. He talked about this very thing.
Yeah,
bring your opponent down, wrap him up solidly, and bring him down. Go ahead, Victor.
It's the hit stick. It's the hit stick trend.
It's the highlight.
Everyone wants to go for that big hit, get the hit stick, and just lay someone out instead of just making sure you wrap the ball carrier and wrap him down. That's how a lot of these broken tackles happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Homer.exe reference coming. Thank you, Ronnie, for this. They try to be Ronnie Lott, and they're not Ronnie Lott. They try to be Merton Hanks, and they ain't Merton Hanks.
Well, Ronnie Lott did play for both our teams, Snowman. So yes, that's just a Homer.exe is justified.
He did. Lott did spend some time with the Raiders and then the Jets, but everyone knows he made his career in San Francisco.
Right.
But Ronnie Lott tried to bring that same attitude to the Jets, and for some reason they just didn't catch on when he was there. Right. They did not catch on to the effort that you need. And Homer.exe reference coming. NFC Championship 1989. Flipper Anderson on the other side of the field was wide open. Ronnie Lott raced over there and knocked the ball away.
Yeah.
Effort, man. Effort. That's what the Jets need to put together tonight against a team that they should dog walk by the second quarter.
You know what they also need to do? Cause turnovers. They have no turnovers.
Yeah, none.
And neither do the Dolphins.
No.
This is incredible.
Listen.
And they had a ton of opportunities.
Listen, if the Colts, and Matt Taylor was on previewing the Dolphins game in week 1 with us. If the Colts, who last year were second to last in the AFC in causing turnovers, can turn Tua away 3 times and turn them all into scores.
Yep.
Why can't the Jets do it tonight?
They can.
They should. They can. They should. They can, and they should. This is a team that's capable. This is an Aaron Glenn defense, and yes, it's their first year with this defense. It's kind of a trial by fire.
It is,
but they have to take away the football. This is another team where since 1933, and this is courtesy of ESPN research. There have been
live research, folks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams that have started the year 0-3 and have 0 takeaways this season. 2 of these teams are playing tonight.
Yes, Dolphins and Jets.
Right.
And folks, you heard what he just said. Since 1933, nothing. No wins, no takeaways.
Well, other things
you don't win the game. You don't win the game that way. When Victor first came aboard the crew in 2001, We were back at Chicago State.
Yep.
And we were talking about the Bears. Good God, the Bears. We were talking about the Bears. Victor asked a simple question, and he said, "Where are the turnovers? Where are the takeaways?"
Which had a good defense. It didn't become until the monster it was like in the mid 2000s. But when Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Peanut Tillman, Mike Brown, the safety stuff.
Yep.
The thing I worry about with the Jets sometimes is I think they over pursue.
Yep. That's been part of their issue, is that there's this defense has so much speed that they over pursue, and they miss tackles, or they miss opportunities to get the tackle.
When they miss, especially when they over pursue on the run.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why three opponents
they allowed all those yards.
Yep. That's all three opponents that the Jets have faced have been able to run the football effectively.
No, not the Steelers did not. The Steelers only had 53 yards rushing in that game. Okay. But Aaron Rodgers basically became 10 years. Aaron Rodgers of 10 years ago.
Aaron Rodgers, the Packers. Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
From his MVP days. That's why I lumped him in, because when you look at the plays, even though the Steelers only gained 53 yards on the ground, look at some of the plays that the Jets should have made.
Yep.
But didn't.
Yep. And it took a circus catch on the last drive and a 60-yard field goal to beat the Jets. Right. They should be 1-2, not it should be 2-1, not 0-3.
They should be 2-1. They should be 2-1. The only true loss should have been to Buffalo. That's it.
I expected that loss too. I expected that kind of loss too. Just because the Bills the Jets, I had a small chance of them winning just because of the fact that Ed Oliver was out and they had so many injuries on defense. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because of the way that the Bills are structured. They have something that the Jets lack: depth, quality, and not just depth, quality depth.
Yeah,
bingo, and that it takes you back to the late 80s and the 90s with the Bills and with the Bills and the Jets. Jets going one way, Bills going the other. Because in 1988, that's when the Bills won their first AFC title on a walk-off field goal against the Jets.
Yep.
It took a walk-off field. There were no touchdowns in that game. It took a walk-off field goal to send Rich Stadium, yes, I still call it Rich Stadium, into a frenzy. I call it Rich Stadium. I call it the Sky Dome. We'll get there in a minute.
Interestingly enough, the final game at Rich Stadium, well, the barn that used to be Rich Stadium, I still call it Rich Stadium. It's the last regular season game in that building. It's going to be the Jets, and then they're moving to Kathy Hochul Memorial Coliseum
or something like that.
Whatever it's called.
They are building a stadium in Orchard Park, New York, folks. Okay?
Yes, it's Orchard Park.
The last game in I know it's called Ralph Woodson Stadium, and people have written to me over the years saying you need to say it right to save your brand. I'm old and I'm old school. It's Rich Stadium. That's the way it was when I got into football. It's the way it was when I discovered Jim Machine Gun Kelly and Andre Reed and Bruce Smith and those guys. And that's the way I will always view it. I will say Ralph Wilson Stadium for technical purposes, but it's Rich Stadium.
Right.
Anyway, back to tonight at Joe Robbie Stadium. Take that. Joe Robbie Stadium, Dolphins and Jets. And you mentioned something over the years that you've been here, Ryan. No more flair with these two teams when these two teams match up.
No.
It's not a matchup that, how does your partner put it, jumps out at you.
Yeah.
No. It's just there. That's sad.
It's basically filler for filler's sake. That's why the Jets are playing only one Monday night game this year. And one Thursday night game. This is the only two times. This is one of only two times they'll be in prime time. You're welcome, America. The only one of only two times they'll be on prime time, and they're on the early game of the Monday night doubleheader, because they'll be on ESPN at 7:15. Broncos Bengals is going to be on ABC, which is bring it back to ABC, okay?
Bengals Broncos is the late game. Look, ABC had it. We'll leave with it. We'll leave with this because we're up against the break. We'll leave with this. ABC had its own identity.
Yes.
And Monday Night Football shaped that identity. Thank you, Keith Jackson, for being the first ever voice of Monday Night Football.
Absolutely.
Now it's tied to ESPN, and you all have heard me rant and rave and rage about this. 2005 was the last official year that ABC had its own identity,
because ESPN looks at everything like it's just a marketing brand. They don't really care about the identity. It's all about basically
nope. It's about those big.
And it's true with
them 4 letters.
Yeah, it's just manufacturing.
And it's true with them snatching Red Zone.
Right.
And NFL Plus. And they offer it in this big fat package that costs $44 a month. Now, as far as access go, I can deal with it because it helps me with my streams, and it's going to help McCarthy with his streams and Victor with his. And when we do our Sports Sunday, like we did a chaotic Sports Sunday yesterday, by the time, I'll tell you what, by the time Victor checked in at 4:05 for the Colts and the Rams, Victor looked at me and said, "Why are you still up?"
Yeah.
Because the Fever and the Blue Jays were both going. Thank you, sweetie.
You know what you're talking about.
See? Fever and the Fever started the day. The Blue Jays pitched 7 minutes later, 3:07, and the Colts were at 4:05. I had 2 big bottles of water here, 2 big cups of water, and one of 40. 2 of them are 40 ounces, one of them are 32 ounces. They were all gone by the time Victor checked in at 4:05, and Victor said, "Go to bed." Right. I said, "I can't." And he said, "Why not?" And I looked at my screen. I looked at this screen here in front of me just as the Colts were kicking off.
Right.
And I said, we begin in Los Angeles. You know
gotcha.
You know how many times Victor begged me to go to bed yesterday?
I'm gonna say it's the over. I'm gonna take the over 5 times.
11 to be exact, and that was before halftime of the Colts game. And I was keeping an eye on the 49ers game because they started at 4:05. So I split the screen here on this monitor in front of me, and I couldn't keep up for the life of me. I couldn't. I finally did go to bed. All right, who's your MVP? Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh?
Man, there's good arguments. There's good arguments for both. There's very good arguments for both. But for the entirety of the season and the stats that he's put up, it's Aaron Judge. It's Aaron Judge. I'm sorry. I love the Cal Raleigh story that he's basically come out of nowhere as a catcher, the toughest position in baseball to hit to. I mean, coming this close to breaking the record for home runs in the American League. It's a special. It's special.
Who's your favorite catcher? And I agree with you. Cal Raleigh's special season. I thought, it would be Cal Raleigh's year to win the MVP. But after taking a look at the stats, which is what Dr. K told me to do, she said, before you make your choice, take a look at the stats both ways. You're the stats man. Look at them and analyze them. And then Victor called me and said, look at the stats critically. It's Aaron Judge, and they ain't even close.
Better WAR, more hits.
Better
batting average, better on-base slugging percentage, better OPS.
Yeah, it's Aaron. It's the big man. It's the big man, Aaron Judge.
It's a homer. It's somewhat of a homer pick, but look at his resume.
Exactly.
He's got the better numbers. But
look,
it's going to be for sentiment. I know it's going to happen for sentimental value because of Cal Raleigh's season and the fact that it's Aaron Judge fatigue. They're going to vote,
and the fact that Seattle won the West going away, and the fact that Seattle won the West going away, they're going to give it to Cal Raleigh. But the MVP to me is Aaron Judge. Victor, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think I don't really see much of a challenge here.
No, I don't.
I think you're right. The Aaron Judge fatigue is very inclined to the Angel Reese fatigue or even the Caitlin Clark fatigue for the WNBA. It's like once you start getting turned off by somebody, you don't turn it back on, or it's very rare to turn it back on.
You don't. And it's LeBron James. Anybody?
Yeah, exactly.
There's that name. I gotta wash out my ears.
You got to wash out your ears, and this beauty behind me is going to wash my mouth out with soap for saying that name. We're up against the break. This is Coffee with McCarthy. Ryan McCarthy back with us. You will see and hear him every Monday, beginning with this Monday. We love you, brother. Thank you very much for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, fellas.
This Coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out.
I was in a rush and I didn't get everything together. Second half of Snowman in the morning after this.